Hey everyone, welcome back to the RPGames YouTube channel. My name is Ralph, this is Pathfinder Kingmaker. We were actually looking for one of the smith's apprentices called Detail, an elven weaponsmith who created a weapon for us, and when her apprentice touched it, he went crazy and then ran off with the weapon, so we were asked to look for him near the river. Now we've been traveling next to the river, like all the rivers I could find so far, and then we got caught up in something else, like some cultist running into this inn that we're in right now. So we kind of discovered who the cultist was, and I think it's time now to go back and try and look for this apprentice. I guess that's kind of typical for the life of an adventurer. That you kind of get caught up in a lot of things. Now, the river in the Kame lands is actually what we've been following so far, except we didn't follow it down from the wolf lair. There is a small branch that we didn't follow, but all the other parts of the river we already follow. Well, we didn't follow it in, but this is yeah, you see, this is Stores of Levies, so that's again another location. So we were supposed to look for it in the Kame lands. Now this is Silver Step, so that's also another region. Ah, wait a second. Bridge over the Gudrin River. This is highlighting with a quest. So it could be that we need to go here actually. Yes, it mentions it even. Good job, Ralph. How long have you been playing this game now? Where am I? Okay, I'm not even close. So yeah, let's travel to the bridge over the Gudrin River. And if I recall correctly, there was this quite large monster there that I couldn't manage to beat. I think it was there. And maybe I should try that again now with a couple of levels added to the party. I leveled up the party. They're level 9 now. At least I leveled up the party that's with me. Because the group that stayed at home, I don't have access to right now, so we'll do that when we get back to Solistar. Let's see, let's just travel to the bridge over the Gudrin River. And we run into an encounter again that we could not run away from. So let's see what this is about. As always, let's run where the game doesn't want us to go. Who is coughing? Is that one of us? Is someone ill? Oh, there is some sick people here. A group of travelers carrying bags, satchels and sacks full of all manner of goods and chattels are shuffling their feet on the road in front of you. Two tougher looking men are helping one of their companions stand. A pale youth who is shivering, his face is covered in sweat. As you approach, the men turn to you and glare at you, Your Grace. Oarea. The man throws a glance at his small group, names Urquhart. These are my companions. We come from the village of Lurvik and we're traveling to Galt in search for protection. Judging by your backs, you're not just traveling, you're on the run. You see a change in Urquhart's eyes and he gives you a cold, even wicked look. And if it were so, your grace, it's more risk to stay in the barony than to go into the wilds. 3 folks torn to pieces in our village, and even more slain by the beasts that came out. Galt has to be safer, they say. And I say we go see for ourselves. This young fellow, what's wrong with him? Oh, Verdrin, you mean? Must have eaten something. He was fine, see? Then fell sick, fever and all, and in the morning he began to cough blood. Era's still willing, he'll make it to the border and we find him a healer there. Uh-oh. Verdrin gives a few deep muffled coughs, the feverish glint in his bloodshot eyes, the glow on his cheek, the distant look on his face. You have seen this before. This is what the unfortunate servant looked like moments before a monster erupted from his body. There is nothing you can do for Verdrin. His signs are like the other afflicted. Any moment the monster might tear its way out of him. Keep your distance. Urquhart pales and looks at the others. Listen up. His voice is hoarse. All back, behind the Baron. And here we go.
You cannot stand against me. Unworthy.
Hey, another owlbear. Oh, critical hit. Sneak attack, that owlbear. Doom to doo doo. Sick young man. Let's loot their bags as well. It's as a payment for saving them. What's up, Urquhart? Urquhart's hands are shaking as he turns to face you. His voice raises to a shout. Cursed lands! Cursed Baron! It's all your fault! Verdrin died because of you! We're all going to die because of you! Can you dig it? I'm gonna go true neutral. Calm down. It wasn't me who killed your friend. What happened here was a tragedy. But it is not me you should blame. And whom should I blame? Or what? Who is responsible for everything that happens here? Shouldn't it be the so-called ruler? Who is to answer for all these deaths if not you? I will not be able to protect you if you leave for Galt. Turn back, and inside the capital you will find protection from the beasts. You will at least save those who can still be saved. The rod on Urquhart's face gives way to disbelief. Is that so? You want to sweep us away from our neighbor's sight? It's all the same, no matter where we breed or last. Be it away from home in a foreign land or out on our city streets. Let us die in peace. You hear that, lads? We turn back. Yeah, don't forget your bags. Well, people in our barony are having a rough time. I get that. I mean, who wouldn't want to move if you have a chance of turning into an owlbear? Let's see if we can find detail. Let's stay on the main road for a change.
All according to plan.
See if that brings us any closer. Oh. Hungry peasants. Merchant guard. Refugee. What's up? You charge a fortune for your food, and what do we get? Moldy bread and rotten vegetables. Fear, Aristil Tigny. Your profit is someone's grief. Out of my sight. I'm the only vendor for leagues around. You eat what I sell or don't eat at all. Well, that's customer service there. Customer, what's that? Customer binding? Customer relations? The merchant, a stout man in a shabby jacket, greasy pants and a tattered beret, finally notices you. Ah, welcome to the traveling shop of Digny Justmert. The finest goods this side of the canyon, sir. What's all this commotion at the bridge? Where have all those people come from? Haven't you heard? The Stag Lord, Baron. He's alive. One day he just comes back with his band, takes the bridge and starts demanding coin for safe passage. So people are piling up at the bridge, after all. How can a peasant scrape up enough coin to pay the toll? What? Some have been here for a while now. Many might have starved to death if it wasn't for my willingness to help those in need, for the right price, of course. Here prices are 3 times higher than those of other merchants. The demand is high, sir. No one around offers the produce I do. In fact, you won't find anyone else selling in these parts, and you know people, they just love to eat. This is inhumane. But he has a right to do so. On the other hand, he stands on your lands, and thus he is in your hands. This is a confusing situation. In this wild realm, you can seldom rely on any established law. Well, I should actually go neutral here. Your goods are your business. I always felt this barony was kind to us, the simple traders. Good to see it's true. Because of those like him, protectors of the offended spring up, the very same bandits who would create their own law. And yet dealers who look for legal loopholes are still better than troublemakers who think themselves above the law. Looks like you're making their blood boil. That rabble? Those beggars can say whatever they want. They may whine and grumble all they wish. They never dare to come out in arms against my boys. Before you is a disheveled woman wearing a cheap dress and cloak that's grey with dust. She covers her face as she sobs uncontrollably. A disaster, this is such a disaster. Your whining irritates me. Yeah, thanks for your input, Jaytal. The woman casts a scared glance at Jaytal and tries to calm down her tears, or at least to weep more quietly. What happened? The woman raises her face, tears still streaming. Her eyes widen as she recognizes you and she shudders. Baron, it must be Providence that sent you to me. Only you can help me. I was robbed by a forest monster. It took my most valuable possession, my great-grandmother's pearl string. Just robbed? Let you go away alive? This is big luck. I was hoping to pay the bandits at the bridge with them. They're a family heirloom, a real treasure. My great-grandfather brought the pearls all the way from Illidir. I thought that would be enough to get me to Galt, but then I was ambushed by that vile beast. I was so frightened, I dropped all my belongings and ran. When I came to my senses, it was too late. What am I going to do? I'm so scared of going back. Where are you from? From far off. I promised my cousin I'd visit her in Galt, but now this. You brought a priceless family heirloom along on a visit to Galt? Forgive me, your grace, it's difficult to confess, but I'm running away. 2 men in my village died from the magical disease. Era still willing, I'd save myself. Are you traveling alone? Yes, mother died last year and my brother moved to the city. I hope that at least there he'll be safe from the disease. Describe this forest monster. It had greenish skin, short with a white face and red eyes. It jumped out of nowhere, flashed a dagger at me and yelling in pidgin. It said I should give my money or else... The creature's description leaves little doubt it's a goblin. Many of the little pests have recently taken to lurking about the barony. Afraid of some goblin, are you? Should have just given him an good old kick and he'd be done for. I'll try to find your missing jewels. Where were you attacked? Oh, thank you so much. The beast ambushed me by the large stone along the road. Follow it northeast. It's not far, but please be careful, Baron, I beg you. Okay. So let's see what's going on here with these bandits. The old man who called to you looks to be in bad shape, pale face, dark circles under his eyes, and his forehead glistening with sweat. There is no doubt this man is very sick. Hey lad, look at me. I have like a gigantic white beard. You think I'm a lad? Would you do an old man a favor in his hour of need? I've traveled far, but I've somehow fell ill along the way. I know of a berry that grows along the coast in these parts. It's supposed to be a potent medicine. It'll put anyone back on their feet. They're black, hard to miss. Black with a hint of purple. The bush is short. You've strong legs and sharp eyes. Honor an old man's wish. Bring me a handful of those berries. Where are you from? The outskirts of the Gnarl Marches. Used to live there with my son and his wife, but when the scourge started to spread throughout the barony, and a few people in our village started falling ill, we knew it was time to run. Hated to abandon the house, but what could we do? My son's little ones, well, we couldn't just let the little ones perish in that cursed place. I left too. They're my family after all. But I'm not as strong as I once was. I started lagging behind, holding them back, so I said, listen son, save your wife and kids, I'll make it there on my own. We agreed to meet up in Drumber village. Who are all those people on the bridge? Refugees, running from the illness that causes horrible beasts to burst out of people's bodies. The rulers couldn't care less for the simple folk, so people run as far as they can. The Baron can stay in his cursed land all he wants, but we want to be safe. You shouldn't speak of the Baron that way. I'm old, I've little concern for them High Lords. I just hope I don't die and none of my kin gets sick. Okay, let's look for all the people on the bridge here. Hungry peasants. Hey, get in line, watch where you're going. By the gods, the Baron, what brings you here? Well, of course you can pass, your grace. What's gone on here? Well, now, we were guarding the bridge, Baron, from monsters and others, on the Stag Lord's orders. The Stag Lord is dead. What is this nonsense? Gotta peel your eyes, your grace. Alive he is, see for yourself. There he is, keeping watch over us himself. Who gave you the right to extort passers-by? We have to eat as much as anyone else. Hunger will take us if we've no coin. What are these monsters you're talking about? Well, Baron, all kinds. Not long ago a hydra popped up on the other side of the river, right man? A fat, long-fanned bastard too. Now, your grace, what happens if that thing gets it into its head to feast on folks crossing the bridge? And that's not the worst of it, there's goblins sneaking all about as well, snatching everything that's not tied down. I'm the Baron of this realm. I didn't order anyone to guard this bridge. It's like, you know, an order is an order. We're the Stag Lord's people. He says guard the bridge, we guard the bridge. Where is this Stag Lord of yours? There, see, right there. Go up to him. He's the one to talk to. let's see who they're talking about. I don't see him.
You can thank me now.
That's quite a lot of bandits here.
In due time.
Oh, here is the fake Stag Lord. The infamous Stag Lord looks to be a portly man somewhere in his 40s. His armor is at least a size too small for his bulk. In the ill-fitting helmet on his head is adorned with antlers that vaguely resemble those seen on the head of the previous Stag Lord, now deceased. Who dares stumble in my headquarters without so much as a knock or a bow? Who the hell do you think you are? Grenn Blackforge. Baron, the rightful ruler of this realm. Who are you? Baron, you say? Huh. You made a huge mistake coming here then, for I am the Stag Lord, hero to the people and enemy of any bureaucrats who dare call the stolen lands their own. I dealt with the Stag Lord myself. You're just an imposter and a miserable one at that. It may be hard to see his face under his ridiculous helmet, but it's easy to see the bandit leader deflate upon hearing your words. No, it is I who was the Stag Lord. You killed an imposter. The gang leader's voice quavers as he speaks. I could be neutral here and do a diplomacy, but I don't want them to, I don't want people to get the idea that they can do this kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna kill them all and then we'll see. Here is a thought, since they already killed one Stag Lord, what's to keep me from killing another? Don't expect any mercy. Well now, I have 4 people in front of me. That kinda sucks. I think it's a good time to do a number of things. Where is Jaytol?
Wretched things.
Maybe come and help me, Jaytol. Smilodon, please come and help me too. Jubilost? No. Bandit Conjurer.
A clever ploy.
How about you take that one out? Ekundayo. Let's see. You take out this one.
Good, you did.
Well, he's going down. And they're not gonna last very long either. Bang! There you go. That's what you get from being an imposter. I'd like to not rule with an iron fist, but
Child's play.
you know, there are certain things that you just cannot allow.
This is not the way it works.
Oh,
Bad.
okay, let's have a third shot.
What a bother.
No, okay. Nobody can open this thing. Great. Alright, so let's see if we can find this goblin somewhere.
That is not far.
Oh, there is something else that we can pick here. Oh, I thought it was a plant. Okay. Let's just grab some more equipment.
As it should be.
Let's look down here to see if we can find either the berries or the berries or the goblin. Oh, or a hydra.
Let us
We
fight
will
as
be
one.
victorious.
Good thing that I'm immune to poison now at my level. So I'm not really going to be affected by this. Grab some more eyeballs, because we need them for our soup, our pudding, and our pancakes. An athletics check. Okay, let's try that.
Done.
What's up here? Have you been here before? Doesn't look like it. Interesting.
In due time.
There's another...
This requires your attention.
Oh, another body. Another body and another book and a key. Let's quickly check what's in this dirty book. Never before have so many troubles beset our lands. Robbers rule the roads, peasants flee, leaving everything they own behind. And now this terrible sickness. I saw with my own eyes how people got a fever, and then monsters clawed their way out of them. And a most honorable baron is sitting on his hands, as he wants nothing to do with this. If this goes on any longer, he'll have to collect tax from monsters and robbers, because there will be nobody else left. Since no one is helping us, neither the gods nor the Baron, I've firmly decided to rescue our lands myself. Destroying all the robbers and monsters is beyond me, but at least I can restore justice. Yesterday, Grandmother Elsa lost her only hen. How did the simple folk deserve all this? Take Geralt, that clueless bully. He's got a full hen house. He always has enough eggs and meat. Is that all fair? It's when I decided to sneak into Geralt's hen house at night and take one of his hens. It won't hurt him. I put the bird in Elsa's hen house. The grandmother will jump of joy in the morning. Geralt's hens look nothing like the one Elsa lost, but is that so important? All eggs taste the same. The important thing is that justice has been restored, and our Baron can sit in the castle and twirl his thumbs all he wants. Never liked that grumpy Ralph. Was so prosperous, especially in times as harsh as these. He must have at least 20 heads of cattle. He's gloating in his neighbor's misery. Yeah, that sounds like me. Glad that their livestock didn't make it back from all the pastures and sell milk to them for an arm and a leg. So I came at night and took his herd to the old hut. There are meadows nearby, they won't starve. And I'll take their milk to the village and give it to those in need. Who knows where I'm getting it. Successfully hit the herd, but I couldn't find it anywhere the next morning. Well, I did find the horns, skins and tails. Bad luck. Well, at least Ralph isn't having such a good time anymore. Hey. Yesterday I saw a wonderful stallion on the road with a rare coat. It was all white with beautiful spots on its sides and so many shiny badges on its saddle it hurt my eyes. I reckon it must be some moneybag who stopped to take a leak. I wouldn't have won if I were to fight him, but taking a stallion, sure thing. Untied it, sprung on its back and galloped all the way to the village. Quietly led that stallion into Uncle Frey's shed. His old mare might die plowing the field one day now. Came by to check on him today and there was nothing but ashes left of his hut. And a lot of horse tracks on the ground around it, as if from a cavalry unit. Odd. Greedy Rickman has stuffed his barns full of grain and refuses to share it with the needy. At night I snuck into one of his barns and pulled out a sack of grain. Decided to take it to Aunt Lucy. The sack was heavy, but my sense of justice gave me strength. I hid the sack in her barn, but come next morning that damned Rickman went all the way from his barn straight to Lucy's barn. As if by smell, and made an awful scene, the scoundrel. I'm positive that once the peasants find out who's been helping them, they will write songs about me, but my heart desires even more heroic deeds. Cannot stand watching the people's misery. It's time to give them back their happy lives. Tomorrow I am planning to travel to the hideout of the Stag Lord himself and steal all the treasure he has accrued by robbing poor peasants and refugees from neighboring lands. The truth shall triumph, and after that we'll get to the gold of our Baron. We'll see what he hides in those coffers. Yeah. Well, too bad that you didn't never get the chance to do that. It's a pity. Anything else up here? Not really.
All according to plan.
Can we get to the shore somehow? Oh, yes, we can. Goblin horse lair, there he is again.
Certain.
Yeah, look at that goblin with a small knife trying to fight the Smilodon. Sure, buddy. Sure. That's gonna work out very well for you. Okay, we have the berries at least for the old man, but we didn't find the necklace for the woman yet.
Follow my lead.
But I think she said to the northeast, so that's not really this direction. Let's see what the peasants have to say now that the road is cleared. We can move at last. Yes, you can. The old man looks at you, hope in his purblind eyes. I found your berries. You lied. These aren't medicine, they're poison. Please don't be angry. Look, I'm sick like all the others. I've seen the monsters come out of people. I'd rather take my own life than wait for such a terrible end. I beg you, lad. Give me the berries. There is no sin upon your soul. I'd have killed myself anyway. You'd only help. An old man eases suffering. Wow. So I could go lawful good. Or I could just give him the berries. Yeah, let's just... this is a tough one. I'm going to lawful good with this one, even though it goes against my alignment, but Find Jot Gafken in town. He can identify your illness and give you the help you need. Someone could help me? There's still hope? Oh, Earl still protect this man. Thank you, I'm leaving right now. I won't let the sickness stop me. As long as my legs will carry me, I'll make it there. Right.
In due time.
And now, it's time to look for bow detail. And that goblin with the pearls. Well, this looks like something was killed here. Oh, is that cave again? Okay, wait. Let's do that cave last because there is a really big monster in there that kicked my ass last time. So let's first see if we can locate the rest that's going on here.
As it should be.
We found great beast. Chief be very pleased. Chief will reward us. Give us lots of grub. Let's go to the village. Lead Chief to great beast. Dumb rothead. Village be far. From river be going towards sunrise. Then be turning by Mossstone. Then be stomping through hills long time. Going there and back again. Take too much time. Better we bring great beast to Chief. Yes, let it go there itself. Hey, great beast, come on, get up, stomp now. The owlbear is still slumbering. The goblins fidget and glance at each other. What if great beast cannot hear us? Is it dead? He's not dead, he lazy bones. Don't wanna go, look, I show you. Get up, lazy bones, no sleep, come see Chief. Look, great beast be awake, be standing up, be mighty great beast. Now great beast be listening to me. Behind us, stomp, no noise, no roaring. You hear, lazy bones? No roaring. See, it not dead, it awake now, hey, no roaring. Put claws away, hey, us no eat, ah! Can I kill the goblins too? Please? No? Oh, that's a pity. Well, that didn't take long again. Owlbear number, I don't know how much, is gone. We have a nice skin. And this is not the pearls either.
All according to plan. In due time.
So there is still a part of the map that we haven't seen. And that's more up here, I think.
Follow my lead.
No. Should be a way to get up that location as well. Let's see. Looks like there is, so let's take it slow, see what we encounter. Ah, yes.
That is not far.
There we go. Hey, there is our goblin. Goblin Prince, wow. The goblin in front of you looks unusual. His ugly face is covered with red clay, which looks to be war paint. A string of beads is hanging down from his ears, and he's wearing a dirty reed skirt. Stop! I be Prince of Camland. You be bringing presents. I take everything. Shiny bits, sparkly bits, scrub. Would you look at that? We've got another sovereign here. There must be something in the air making rulers multiply like rabbits. Like barons. Soon you won't be able to plant an apple tree without a king apple growing from it, declaring independence and demanding taxes. Those beads on your head, you took them from a woman on this road. Tribute to Prince of Camland. Mine. Vile little thief, you made a mistake coming to these lands.
Victory!
Yep. I hope the pearls didn't get damaged. No, they're perfect. Okay, great. Grab all that. See if we can find detail in here somewhere. We cannot. Oh man, we really have to get into that cave.
In due time.
Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to. Unless...
Scared? You should be.
Oh, there he is. Yep. Amiri got in the action. So, Detail, what's up? When he sees you, the elf crouches in fear, hiding something in his arms. Have you come to take it? No, it's mine. Leave me alone. It's far too valuable. You can't own it. I'm the only one who can. Do you hear me? I'm the only one who can protect it. Everybody else wants it to themselves, but I'm not giving it away. I've been hiding. Can hide from you too. Don't come closer. Well, we can just as well try a diplomacy then. I'm a friend. Don't get me wrong. But that thing is playing tricks on your mind. You must give it to me. Yes, no. The thief is trying to fool me. Go away. You can't have it, thief. There is a rogue behind your back. Toss it to me before he steals it. The elf tosses the thing before he knows he's been fooled. No, thief! Thief! Detail returns to his senses and falls limply to the ground. Good lord, it's finally over. The damned blade took my sanity. I never expected Mistress Nazriel could create such a monstrosity. Let her find herself another assistant. This cursed thing nearly cost me my life. Well now. Nazriel's cursed sword. And now I do want to see if I can manage to get into that cave and... oh, there is something that we forgot over there. And see if we can manage to kill this big dragon. Okay, so I'm gonna save you that battle. So the thing is that I can take it down, but for some reason I cannot kill it. It's like the orcs that fell down and needed some acid or fire to be completely killed. Well, this Crack Linorm also goes down. It's no longer attacking us, but we keep attacking it. And I tried acid and fire and like pretty much every single potion that I had in me with different types of damage, and it just didn't die. So I kind of have to figure out what kind of damage type I need to kill that, but at least I know now that I can take it. So that's positive. Let's give the pearls back to this lady.
All according to plan.
Is this yours? Aristotel's mercy, you found my pearls. Let's try this diplomacy thing. I'll return your treasure on the condition that you turn back. I'm sure your brother would take you in there's safety in the city. These are trying times and I'm doing all I can to stop the disease and protect the people. You know, Your Grace, people spout all kind of nonsense about you. But I can tell you have a good heart. A heart that aches over the troubles of your people. There is nothing for me in Gald, my home is here. Thank you again and farewell, Baron. I'm going back to the city and I'll make sure everybody knows the kind of person you truly are. Well, that's good. Let's sell our stuff. Oh, a bad day for trade, huh? You don't say. It used to be a perfect spot until you brought the Stag Lord to heal. The refugees used to be held up at the bridge and they had little choice but to trade with me, and now an occasional traveler buys a piece of rye flatbread, and that's on a good day. Yep, and now you're gonna give a lot of money to me. Nazriel is gazing at you almost without blinking like an owl. How can I help you? Take away this dangerous thing. It poisoned the mind of one of your assistants. The elven woman carefully takes the blade from your hands. She bows politely. There is honey in her voice. I'm terribly sorry. What an unbelievable failure. I would never have allowed a faulty blade to get in your hands. That's what we need quality control for, right? I promise you will receive your gift. Please give me a little more time. I hope the items I send with Sartain will fend off boredom while you await the arrival of the true masterpiece. Okay. Let me quickly do some inventory management because I have some magical items. And just want to give them to the party members. The throne room is full of people. Your allies stand around the throne. Is the goblin here too? Oh yes, he is. Waiting in silence as you approach. The atmosphere is tense. Today you'll be discussing the strange and deadly blight that's recently struck your barony. The gloomy silence is only penetrated by loud chewing. Knock Knock has grabbed the whole fried chicken from the table and is busily devouring it, ignoring everyone else completely. Jot folds his hands on his chest. Well, now that we're all here, let's sum up what we know. We've each spent a lot of time and effort to learn what we can about where the monsters come from and what's causing this strange disease. I hope this conversation can help shed some light on the situation. We need to hurry. If we don't find the source of this blight and eliminate it, we may end up with a rebellion on our hands. Let's summarize what we've found up until this point. Jod, Keston and Tristian look at you closely. Jod, the surgery showed that it was magic seeds causing the disease, correct? Right. Judging from the location in the patient's bodies, these seeds were ingested. It seems likely that they're initially extremely small, almost invisible, and people simply swallow them with their food. Once the seed is in the stomach, it begins to grow and cause the symptoms that we've seen in our patients. Soon as the seed gains enough strength, it sprouts and turns into a magic portal, just like a bud turning into a flower. Aristotle, forgive me. Something must have possessed me to say that. It really does look like blooming. Each seed tears the body of its victim, just as the flower tears its bud. Gaston, we discovered that the Lamashtu cultists weren't involved with the monster infestation. Doesn't mean they're innocent of other crimes, but the monster invasion at least is not their work. Hearing the name Lamashtu draws Knock-Knock's attention. Mother is not to blame here, told you, but who listens to me? Goblins obviously like having all these monsters around. To them it's like a sign of Lamashtu's benevolence. I'd say they're just as excited by anything new that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they're linked to this story somehow. But I doubt the seeds were created by goblin shamans. Besides, a plan like this seems a little beyond the local goblin chief's intelligence. Know what I think? I think Goblin King is rotten lice scratcher. Shaman plays him like reed pipe, babbles about Lamashtu, then plots behind his back. Can you tell me where these monsters come from, Tristian? The ones that appear because of this bloom? Tristian raises his eyes from the paper on the table, undoubtedly from some world alien to our own. All the monsters appearing from the bloom are exceptionally large and strong. It would be rare to encounter such specimens in the Stolen Lands, or even on most of Galarian. It's impossible to say what it is that lies on the other side of the portal that intent on killing your people. That's all I need to know about the result of this research. So the bloom's essential properties are strange seeds getting into people's bodies, which causes their disease and eventually creates magic portals. Now we just need to discover where the seeds are coming from. If I may, I've noticed an interesting detail. Well, two details to be precise. First, the seeds afflict mostly the villagers. There have been no recorded cases of disease within the city limits, except for those who came here looking for the cure. That's right, thus we can assume a common factor in how people are exposed to the seeds. Many villagers get their food from the same territory. I don't think food is the problem. Take a look. We have the most cases of the disease here, here, and over here. Monsters mostly attack here and here. You see? The situation is most dire along the banks of Gudrin River. Aristotle have mercy, exactly, along the river. That must be where the seeds come from their drinking water. There are dozens of villages along the riverbanks, hundreds of people. How many are likely already infected? Are you suggesting we wait for them all to succumb to this bloom, Baron? Let's pray we can deal with the situation before that happens. Gaston, the militia most often finds monsters by the river, right? Well, we used to think the monsters were just coming to the river to drink, but if what the cleric says is right, we have to go upstream, find the source of this blight. Take me! I want to settle the score with the king. If you allow me, Baron, I'd like to take the lead on this. I'll take the best members of the militia with me and sweep the woods along the river. We'll look under each and every rock if needed. And after everything they've been through, these people deserve a chance to discover the source of their misfortune. No, Keston. We have to deal with this carefully and rationally. Go to your people and await my arrival. Didn't Gaston just walk out? You're right, of course, Your Grace. I'll order my men to get ready immediately. We'll await your arrival and then make our move. Trestian, how did you find the link between the disease and the river? You see, Baron, the seeds are not only sign of something abnormal at work. Remember the ruins where we first met? The glade near those ruins, full of huge flowers? Glades such as that tend to appear all over the stolen land. Seems strange, does it not? Especially if we take into account that the magic seeds and the portals they create look like flowers themselves. Jod even called this disaster the bloom. I'd like to research this natural phenomenon. And perhaps... Is that Keston already back? Your Grace, we have trouble. The peasants are rioting. It's the only solution these nitwits could come up with. Don't worry, Baron. As long as they're not setting fire to the streets, we still have a chance of coming to a peaceful resolution. If you allow me, I'll go and speak with them and do my best to calm the crowd down. And if peace doesn't prevail, your guards and I will stand with you. Let's go, I can hear their shouting even from here. The murmuring crowd takes up almost the entire square. The murmuring turns to shouts at your arrival, and a stone flies at the crowd and strikes the cobbles at your feet. There he is, out at last, damn his eyes. Let Jod speak. Let's see what he does. People, please hear me. Quiet down. I am Jod Kafkan, humble servant of Aristil. I may be his grace's confidant, but I am also one of you, the people of this realm. The Baron is deeply concerned by your suffering, and he is doing everything in his power to... Lies! This ruler is the source of all our suffering. Once we get rid of him, the curse will be lifted. Suddenly an old man dressed in rags steps from the crowd, or the crowd parts for him, it's difficult to tell. As he gets closer, you recognize him, it's the prophet Remus. His eyes fall on the crowd. Repent, fools, this is your last chance to appease the goddess. By killing the one who dared lay claim to our mistress' lands. People aren't dying from some curse. It's from strange magical seed that carry a fatal disease. We just need to find out where they're coming from, then... Are you all mad? I myself came to the Baron for a cure. If you'd only seen the foulness they took out of me, you'd know this is not some curse. Let an old man speak. I'll have you know I was sent by the Baron himself to see this here priest of Aristil, and he cured me. So prattle all you want about some curse, but don't you spread lies about our Baron. Silence! Let your ruler speak. Please go on, your grace. Ooh, this is a big one. I'm doing all in my power to protect this realm from the evils besieging it. I swear to you. We'll soon discover the truth and put an end to this. Your words are met with cold silence. The crowd gives each other dark looks and tighten their grips on their torches. Enough! You don't care about us. You hole up in your castle in fear and refuse to lift a finger while us simple folk die like animals. He won't even let us leave, made us turn back. It'd be bad for business if any other rich folk heard that people were fleeing the lands like rats from a sinking ship. You heard of the new Stag Lord yet? No, that's because the Baron took care of him, just like the one before that. The roads are safer thanks to him. Enough, all of you. The Baron has been fighting to protect us. I've talked to him personally. I've seen how much he cares. If we turn against each other, we're lost. Did you come here to hear yourselves talk? For shame. While you try to figure out while you all gathered here, at least let the Baron speak. It's not worth arguing with them. Let them come to their own conclusions. Some shake their fists at you, others their weapons in the air. A serpent's tongue, clear sign of Lamashtu. Did she grant you such cunning and hypocrisy in return for our lives? It's true, goblins dart about everywhere, putting up their filthy totems and without a bit of fear. But it doesn't trouble our Baron, no. They can just put up their vile idols anywhere they want and carve honest people up for their wretched gods. Did you hear about the human cult of Lamashtu? The Baron declared war on them. Our lands are no place for wicked gods and their minions. Aristil the Merciful, forgive them. They are caught up in their own anger. Your Grace, they don't know what they are saying. Yeah, I just cannot make these. Like, I have a -1 on diplomacy, so it's no use to try this even. I don't need to justify myself to anyone. We've done all we can. In the name of Aristil, I beseech you, return to your homes, your families. You suffered enough, do not bring more strife upon yourselves. As the priest's speech comes to an end, a silence fills the air. Down with the Baron! Dead to the cursed fiend!
Enemy approaching!
Jesus.
Wrap yourself open.
Yeah, that's going down well. Well, if that doesn't turn the kingdom to unstable, I don't know what will. Hey, Your Grace, feels strange. It's amazing I can just go and have a chat with an actual Baron. Yeah, Lindsay, this is what I have time for now, like a regular chat with you. I wanted to talk about Ekun. I'm worried about him lately, although worried might be too strong a word. He's way too gloomy. Even more so than usual, if that's possible. Life without a family must be hard for him. But he's not completely alone, he has us. I know we can't replace what he lost, but we must remind him that we are here, and he can talk to us. What are you getting at? What I'm getting at is that we should hold a merry revelry and use the opportunity to talk to him, heart to heart. If we just invite him for a drink, he'll no doubt refuse, so we must organize everything in secret. We'll gather guests, prepare food and drink, bring Ekun, and have so much fun. I'll even bring my loot. What do you say? Neither grief nor joy should be excessive. I think you've got a point. Not sure I'd put it like that, but I'm glad you agreed. I've talked to Elena, the innkeeper, and she's happy to help us, although between us, I'm not sure what made her so enthusiastic. Anyway, should talk to her, and I should go and think what I'm going to play. And one more thing, don't be late. I fear if we don't pull Ekun out of this mood now, we'll be too late. Okay, let's take a quick look at the kingdom here. The Dead Man's Chest, a pamphlet published by the curator, inspired many subjects to out hunting for the treasure. An Aasimar collector from the capital found the treasure and paid the appropriate tax. +1 loyalty, +3 culture, and 20 BP. The ambassador charmed the mermaid with gifts of magnificent jewelry. He promised yet further gifts, delivered regularly if she would look after trade ships and scare away fuats and any other small river spirits. Merchants now prefer this safe water route over the others. Loyalty +4 and economy +2. Yeah, you wouldn't tell that we have such a high loyalty if you saw that riot a little bit earlier. We have unrest in the streets. Lindsay has a suggestion. Okay. Anything else? Let's see. Well, there's plenty of projects. Okay, so let me quickly sell some stuff, buy some build points, and then talk to Elena in the inn. As you approach, the red-headed innkeeper curtsies awkwardly. Your Grace. You must have come to talk about the feast for Ekundayo. I'd be happy to. I'll provide food and drinks. Everything will be first class. How much will this idea cost me? Don't mention it, Your Grace. It's such an honor for me. Everything is on the house. Who'll serve at the feast? With your permission, Your Grace, for such an honor with such esteemed guest, I'd like to do it myself, Your Grace. I commend your enthusiasm. Why would you? Oh, Your Grace, isn't it so? It'd be my pleasure. I hope everyone likes it, including Ekundayo. Then we only need to agree on the place. I guess there's no two ways about it. We'll have to have it right in this room. We can decorate it, of course. Forgive me, but if we are thinking about the same Ekundayo, he will likely feel uncomfortable indoors. The feast must definitely be held in the woods, if Madam Innkeeper is up for such a challenge. Who are you all of a sudden? Elena is speechless, either due to astonishment, indignation, or both. Oh, Arya. My name isn't Tavi. I'm passing through the city. Akon and I know each other from long ago, since back when he guarded caravans. We traveled together for a long time. Why would Akon want to feast in the woods? He's a born ranger. He always feels calmer under an open sky. I know him well. Can you think of a suitable place? How about the royal hunting grounds? I've seen the place in passing. It's not far from the city. It's a cozy nook, and there's water nearby. What do you say, Elena? I might not know Ekundayo as well as some, but I see no trouble in holding a feast in the woods. Or on a mountain, or in a swamp, for that matter. Wonderful. In that case, I'll gladly meet both of you in the agreed upon place. My, seen a lot since as an innkeeper here, but when one just invites herself like that, oh, what got into me grumbling, it's high time I start cooking. Your Grace, please take care of bringing Ekundayo to the agreed place. Lindsay and I will do the rest. Kinda curious to see what this decoration looks like.
As it should be.
Oh, penis mushrooms. Can't leave those.
In due time.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me Elena got killed.
All according to plan.
The goblins were torn apart by humongous claws. Their ugly little faces show horror.
Follow my lead.
Well, in that case, let's grab their stuff. Is this another trap? There is a fire going on. Oh, there is Nafti, I think.
To victory!
Alright, let's take care of a couple of wargs. Okay, we throw it into the water.
In due time.
Okay. We've got this covered. That's good.
Unworthy.
Let's kill this Hydra while we're at it. Oh, it's 3 of them actually. There we go. Some more eyeballs to put on this amazing feast that they're preparing. Let's quickly check the rest of the surroundings so we have no more surprises like this. It's always good to have a nice little fight before we party. Even the Beastie Boys agreed with that one. They said, we've got a right to fight for your party.
Tear them apart! I'm hungry. When we stop.
Well, you can eat some wyvern. What's this? It's hard to tell whether these bones belong to a human or an animal, but they were definitely shattered by some mighty jaws.
It's just not my lucky day.
I guess not.
Completed.
There we go, a heavy pick. Good that we gave Ekundayo some skill in that too. So I think this would have been a rather gigantic attack if we hadn't cleared this place. It might still become one, I don't know. What's this?
How curious.
Applause, please.
Let's see. Enormous clawed paw prints mark the ground. Alright, we got some more monsters.
What's that?
That is a trap.
Anything else?
This is a gigantic map.
I'm hungry. When we stop.
That is not far.
Relax, Amiri. Oh, here are some mushrooms for you.
Let us strike it. We will prevail.
Well, that's a big one. It died quite fast, but still. Oh, it has a throwing axe. Good
As
thing
it should
we were able to stop it from using that throwing axe.
This requires your attention.
What does this barony come to if even the fly traps are armed with throwing axes? Come on.
Applause, please. I failed. I'm sorry.
Bet.
Inappropriate.
We have someone else? No? Okay.
All according to plan.
Yeah, it's a great location here in the wilderness, to be honest. And now we still have some wolves to take care of down here.
What for Gorum? Time to search for the spot to rest.
Yeah, we're gonna feast in a moment, Ekun. Just be patient for a moment.
In due time.
I found something interesting.
Talden Snaffle. Okay. No idea what that's supposed to be. We're gonna head down there now. This map is just full of monsters and we're supposed to be having a feast here. Whoever chose that spot has bad taste in spot choosing. That much is clear.
Follow my lead.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Never had a chance.
Right. So, what does it say here? A tattered leather armor and the hilt of a cheap sword are lying among the bones. Okay.
This requires your attention.
Applause, please.
Nice.
You cannot stand against me. Your life fleeting.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
I'm really wondering actually if we would not have explored first, if they all would have attacked us at the same moment. That would have been a massive battle. Not quite sure if we would have managed that, like all of them
That
at
is
the
not
same
far.
time.
To arms! Executed.
You out of our story.
Well, Grenn got a number of hits there. Let's
Ready for anything?
even for a cure light wound spell. All right. there is something
We
down
will be
there,
victorious.
I believe.
No sight wasted. Left yourself exposed. Time to search for the spot to rest.
Okay, so now we still need to return, actually. Wait, there is something we can pick up here.
To victory!
Bullseye.
There's a good number of misses going on.
I'm hungry. When we stop.
Eat a bear, Amiri.
Our victory is certain.
Shebang. A dung pad the size of a tower shield can be seen in the high grass. Right.
I grant you death.
Enemy approaching.
I'm hungry. When we stop.
So let's see if we can find some more in the middle here. Yes,
We will
Cannot
be
hide from me.
victorious.
it's a big one.
Time to search for the spot to rest.
But it goes down easily.
In due time.
And more skins. Okay, we almost have everything.
We will prevail!
Yeah, this is gonna be the challenge now.
I'm hungry. When we stop.
A little bit further down, there was something we forgot. Some more berries. Okay,
All according to plan.
let's check the last part.
As it should be.
Alright, we should have seen everything now. That was that case that we couldn't open. So let's head back to where the feast is gonna take place. There you are. Ekun, old friend, speak of the devil. Ekun's face freezes in surprise. He stares at Ntavi and Elena silently for a few moments, completely still. Finally, Ekun turns a quizzical look at you. Relax, friend. Let's just drink a little and talk. Grabbing Ekun's arm, Elena leads him to the tables with food. Please come here, Ekundayo. You don't mind if I call you Ekun? Ntavi fixes her hair and you notice a tattoo of a stinging wasp on her wrist. Following the couple with a long stare, Ntavi says quietly to you, please come to me when everyone is busy eating and drinking. I would like to talk to you.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Well, you can eat right now, actually. What are you talking about? So, do we need to talk to Ekundayo now, or what? Your Grace must want to talk to Ekun. I'll go and make sure everyone has enough to drink. Looking at Elena's back, Ekun turns to you, fixing one of his belt tags. Cunning plan to bring a hunter to a feast, call him to hunt. It was a team effort. Lindsay, Elena, and Tavi. And you, according to Elena. Thank you. Drink with me. Ekun looks uncertainly at the offered glass. Don't force yourself if you don't feel like it. Ekun resolutely shake his head. No, thank you. I hope we didn't do more harm than good. Are you at least having fun? It's good to be among friends and trees, and even better, not holding a bow. How are ya? Life is life, it goes on whether we wish it or not. I succeeded at a diplomacy check? How did that happen? Oh, I rolled a 19. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I rolled a 20 actually. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I'm still thinking about them. I wake up with the first rays of the sun, see the faces of my family. Fire turns to ashes, midday turns to midnight, and when the stars are shining, I still think of them. Some days bitterness and rage fill me. I drive them away. Other days I feel a smile on my face and I appall myself. Only hunting numbs my feelings, but the farther I follow the trail, the darker the woods are, and the harder it is to find my way back. Only you can decide what path is right for you. I believe you will make the correct choice. Your eyes look deep, sometimes too deep. Thank you, Grenn Blackforge. I see Elena is trying very hard to please you. She's the lady in the house. It's her responsibility. Doesn't it ruin your fun? There is very much of her all at once, however, she's a good woman. I think this is more than a sense of obligation. I thought about it, time will tell. Why did you never tell me about Ntavi? Why? How did you meet Ntavi? Guarded caravans, she talked a lot, I thought she must be in love with her own voice. But over time, we walked many roads together, I learned she had a steady eye and a strong hand. Why did you stop talking? Amanda said, the caravan is here, you'll go to the tavern again. Ntavi is a bad influence, and then Ntavi started coming less and less. Very close. We are friends, and friends leave, but stay anyway. I see. Come to get something to eat. Let's talk to Ntavi as well then. Your Grace. I admit we got acquainted very suddenly. That's right. When we met for the first time, I had to speak to him, interruptions be damned. What was I supposed to do? I haven't seen Ekun for such a long time, and I was so surprised to hear about him. I'd like to know you better. I'm at your service. Where are you from? I grew up in Nantambu, far from here, but never liked that city. I left it years ago and haven't been back since. I remember leaving it vividly. Little towers covered with bright mosaics dot the horizon, while I lay hidden in the bushels of sugarcane on a rumbling cart drawn by a lame donkey. How did you meet Ekun? We got the caravan together. First I couldn't stand Ekun, took his silence for arrogance, but then a sandstorm forced us to spend a week in a tiny village. We drank everything the only inn had to offer, and we got to know each other better. Didn't you say before that he doesn't like taverns? He behaved somewhat differently when he was young. A curious story. And old as the world. Eiko never mentioned you. You don't say. Can't be. He's usually so talkative. Keeps talking about himself, his past, his dreams and plans, and a couple of jokes here and there. A curious tattoo with stinging wasp. Does it mean anything? Your Grace is observant. This tattoo is a tribute to tradition. It symbolizes the transition from unconscious dogmatic conformity to mindfulness and self-awareness. That is an evasive answer. I'll probably never get used to the straightforwardness of citizens of the River Kingdoms. A wasp is the sacred animal of Calistria. Ooh, goddess of lust and revenge. I'm one of her followers. So what did you want to talk about? I wanted to ask a favor. You see, Elena the innkeeper treats me coldly and I have no reason why. Yesterday, for instance, she argued with me before changing the sheets in my room, and today she refuses to pour me a glass of wine. So I was thinking she wouldn't refuse if the Baron himself asks for a bottle of wine. And why do you need a bottle of wine? What a strange question, really. Why would I need a bottle of wine at a party? Fine, I'll see what I can do. Let's grab a bottle of wine. Elena, could you give me a bottle of wine? Don't bother with the bottle, Your Grace. I'll pour for you. Just bring a glass. And still I'd prefer it as you wish. Thank you for organizing such a wonderful party for Ekun. My pleasure, Your Grace. I'm happy everything turned out this way as well. Besides, entertaining a man such as Ekundayo is a pleasure. Right, let's go back. What I think is that Ekundayo and Ntavi got drunk, had sex, and then his wife found out about it. I assume. Yeah, I hope you like this. Thank you very much. Now, if you don't mind. Now she's going to Ekundayo. Could you please find a wine opener for me? Would you please wait? Okay. So, my friend, I'll just steal you for a moment. Oh, we cannot follow. Where are you going? If you leave now, the whole plan goes to pieces. Clear as day. Just wanted to break from the noise. Okay, let's check this out anyway.
In due time.
Come on, Lindsay, don't break my balls. Oh, well, that wasn't what I meant to do. Alright, so we have 655 BP. What I would like to do is put, let's see, one of these economy quests. Which one? Let's finally do the, If Harem is available, then let's put him here and rebuild that temple. 60 days, wow, okay. And then let's see, 10 days. So what we could do was rank up the treasurer, for example, and then we can claim another region, and then I'm gonna end the episodes. So rank up. Let's see, high priest, no. So, economy reached rank 4. That's good. Let's see what else happened. Man's best friend. The warden was suspicious, so they agreed to the deal, but then arrived with a squad of guards. The vendors turned out to be a part of a smuggler's network, and they turned in their cohorts. I see, so we got economy +1, stability +5, that's great. The scouts sent to confirm the sightings found nothing, that's a pity. And the scouts finally located the slavers' camp. Our soldiers destroyed the evildoers and freed the slaves. Loyalty +1, community +4. Right, okay, so we have another 4 requests. We got the rusty dogs again. Accursed thing. Something strange is happening in the region. Residents are complaining of strange misfortunes. Someone must be casting spells to harm the barony's subject. The reason and the culprit must be discovered. Let's send Ekundayo to that one. We received a letter from Miger Varn, and the treasurer wants to talk to us in the throne room. So yes, we are, let me see, who can we send here? Let's send Jubilust. And we're gonna end the episode right here. As always, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, a comment, leave a subscription, and I will see you in the next video.